Thank you for joining us in this next video in the series on the RoleFit survey. In this particular video, we're going to show you how to embed the assessment link for the RoleFit survey into an electronic job posting. So on your screen right now, you'll notice that this is a fairly standard electronic job posting that you would see on any of the popular job boards. Be it some of the large brand names or some of the smaller niche boards. Typically it offers a standard format. There would be the name of the job being advertised for, the organization, location, posting date, and what we've done is a little bit different in our approach to electronic job postings. It's a very minor change, a very minor tweak in the process. What we've done is we let all applicants know that as soon as they click on an electronic job posting that contains a link for the RoleFit survey assessment, that it is a two-step process. The first would be to submit their resume. For those that don't have an applicant tracking system, an ATS, it may simply be to email a resume to an email address where the resume can be detached and perhaps uploaded to a shared drive, so one or multiple recruiters have a single repository for resumes. In other situations, the organization may have an applicant tracking system, and this would be a link where they can create a profile, provide their contact information, upload their resume, and so on. The second step in the two-step process would be to click on the link below. We've actually included two links. This is the large, sort of hairy, long, encrypted link that we use in the job postings. Some organizations choose to use a link shortener. We find that in some cases applicants may not click on a shortened URL simply because they don't know where it's going to take them. And so quite often our clients will typically use the longer encrypted link embedded in the electronic job posting. So the second step, once they've completed their resume submission or profile, depending on whether or not the client has an ATS, the second step would be to come and click on this assessment link and take the RoleFit survey assessment. And the employer provides a bit of a note here on wanting to ensure the process is effective and efficient and fair to everyone, and underlining only applicants completing both steps will be considered for the position for which they're applying. Typically, the job posting goes on to provide a little bit of an overview on the organization behind the job posting. These are often more PR and marketing terms, information generally available from the internet. And then as we scroll down further into the electronic job posting, we'll see some of the more job-specific activities and tasks that are required by the job and that they're expecting the successful candidate to perform on a day-to-day basis. We find that because we include a repository of about 1,000, 1,200 different job descriptions in our system, that the actual creation of an electronic job posting by a recruiter, once they have a standardized template in place, is very, very quick. In fact, it's typically under 5 minutes, essentially because all of this information has been copied from our system. Literally a copy and paste, and we'll show you how to do that in just a moment. So the second part, or third part rather, of the electronic job posting would be the summary of the tasks, skills, and styles. And then another fourth part component would be any contextual information around citizenship, a degree, certified copy of degree, whatever the employer feels they need to enable the eligibility process of the job competition to proceed. These are sort of knockout questions or disqualifiers, if you will. And then at the very end of the job posting, we remind the applicants once again that it's a two-step process. The first would be to submit their resume, create a profile, depending on whether or not there's an ATS, and secondly, to complete the assessment. So that said, that's what an electronic job posting would look like. And again, because we have a good portion of the posting available right from the site, once the recruiter has created a template, it's actually very easy to copy and paste that information that's job specific into the job posting template. Let's now go to the RoleFit Survey system. We'll log into the system, and the scenario is that we want to see how an assessment link has been created for the job of a registered nurse. Keep in mind that this could be for any job, and for those organizations that feel they have something that is very exclusive and where a job does not exist in our current master repository of job descriptions, we can clearly take the documentation that they do have and create a standardized job description and create a competency-based job-specific assessment link, and then upload that link into their console, into their portal. So again, we do have a lot of jobs in the master job repository, but if there is a unique situation where one isn't quite right, we can create a custom assessment for that specific job for that client. Just before we go to logging into the system, I'll draw your attention to the site navigation. If you hover your mouse over it, your cursor, you'll see that there's actually a lot of information here. Information on the broader suite of tools we have, an applicant tracking system, as well as we do literacy and language testing in 10 different languages, and that's available online as well. There's a section here on using the RoleFit survey for recruiting specifically, and another for organizational effectiveness. We also have sample output reports here that allows anyone who would like to see a sample output report from the system, whether it's the 2-page comparative report, which is a job description and gap analysis between the individual and the unique job they're applying for. And the Vault report is a very comprehensive report independent of the job. This report's about 34 pages, and it really is a profile of the individual. The report comes in 3 different sections. And it's a very, very detailed narrative report on the individual. So again, a lot of different information here. Let's log into the system now, and we'll take a look at the job of a registered nurse. And the first thing you'll notice when we log into the system is that in this particular case there is already data in the system. So the scenario would be whether it's a corporate recruiter working within a hospital or a healthcare network, whether it is an independent recruiter or an agency recruiter. Let's assume for a moment that this particular recruiter has had access to the system for 30 to 60 days. As a result, we'll see that there are already a lot of different individuals entered into the database. You'll notice as we go down, I think there are probably 250 or 300 different people in this particular demo. You'll notice that they're first of all organized by name, in this case alphabetically. The job that they have been assessed against is listed under the role column. Their total RoleFit index score out of a possible 10 is then provided. And then we have 2 reports. This would be the 2-page comparative report, and we'll be able to see that in the next video. And the second is the Vault report. This is the longer 34-page report that is specific to the individual. So we said, let's figure out how to generate a new assessment link. I'm going to click on the Generate New Assessment Link button. And what that will do is it will allow me to then choose the job family and the job that I suspect that the job I'm wanting to assess individuals against, applicants against, is in the system. These are our different job families. I think it'd be fairly obvious to say that for a registered nurse that job would lie within the healthcare practitioners and support job family. Within that job family, we have many different jobs. As you can see, I think there are close to 100 different jobs here. We're going to click on Registered Nurse, and then just to be sure that I want to review and approve of the job description, the activities, tasks, and skills, I'll click on that link to view it, and this should look very similar to what we saw a moment ago in the electronic job posting. You'll notice Registered Nurse's summary of key tasks, personal skills, working styles. These tasks have been built according to the ONET network of job descriptions where work breakdown structure has been used to analyze jobs according to job family, job specific, activities, and tasks. And so these would be the tasks in prioritized order that the successful incumbent or a candidate for this job would be expected to perform on a day-in, day-out basis. These are the skills they would require to execute those tasks correctly, and these are the working styles that would support the skills and the tasks that would be essential components for the individual. So this should look a little familiar. If we go and look at the summary of key tasks, monitor, record, and report symptoms and changes in patients' conditions, I think if we look at the second page of our electronic job posting, we'll see that that information literally has been copied and pasted into the electronic job posting. So again, job postings only take about 5 minutes to create. That said, it looks as though this is exactly the job I'm looking for. So what I'm going to do now is have the system email me the assessment link for that job. And the system has done so. It tells me we've emailed you the assessment URL. Be sure to check your junk folder. That's actually a good note. One needs to be sure that the URL for Ascentii.com and AssentiiAssessments.com has been whitelisted in their email so that these assessment links don't end up in the junk folder. Now that said, what does the email look like? This is an email from my Outlook, and it's from noreply@Ascentii.com, and it simply says, the following link is for the role you chose to compare your candidates to. If you copy and paste the link into an email for candidates or directly into a job description, please be sure to copy and paste it correctly. If you have any questions or need more information, please contact us at info@Ascentii.com. So in this particular case, the job is registered nurses. This would be the assessment link that would be copied. I would literally just copy that, and then I would paste it into my electronic job posting. There we go. Now, that said, if we are happy that that is the assessment link we want, let's fast forward. Let's presume now that we posted this job for a registered nurse 30 days ago. It's expiring at noon today, and I would like to go into the system and be able to see, first of all, the quality of the candidate pool, and secondly, I would like to be able to screen, using job-specific, competency-based criteria, all of the applicants that have applied for this job of registered nurse. You'll notice a couple of things. First of all, we have our filters at the top here. Our filters allow us to sort through all of the data. We may, as you notice, have more than just the job of registered nurses in the system. And so we're going to want to only see those people who applied for the job of a registered nurse. So at this point, while I do have a drop-down that allows me to see different filter selections for the date assessed, I'm going to leave it at all for now. I could take a look at a variety of different jobs, but we know that the job that we're going to be looking for is for a registered nurse, and it's all alphabetical. So here we go, registered nurse. I could be looking at those individuals only that have a score of greater than equal to 7 out of 10, because with the RoleFit survey, our acceptance threshold score is a minimum score of 7.0 out of 10. In this particular case, I'm going to want to see in the first pass all of the applicants regardless of their score. And then finally, I'd like to have the system provide me with the rank order not by name, but by RoleFit index score. So I will have a rank-ordered presentation from top down of all of the applicants for the job of registered nurse. Now, our claim is that we're able to identify the most suitable applicants for any job within 1 minute, typically within 1 minute of a job posting closing, and before a recruiter opens a single resume. I know that's a very tall order, but the way the system is designed, it will actually go through the data according to the filters we've selected at the top. I can do this anytime throughout a search, or more specifically, I can do it at the end of a search to ensure that we have identified, once the job posting has closed, the most suitable candidates for that job. So we say that we can do it in under a minute. I'm going to click on the search button, and it didn't even take a minute. The system has now provided, according to the filters we've selected at top, all of the people who have applied for the role of registered nurses, and they're being presented in competency-based, job-specific rank order from high to low. And so as you see, I'm guessing there are probably about 40 or 50 applicants here. Now, this doesn't mean that these applicants are not eligible. They may have nursing degrees, and they may have a variety of other things behind them that allows them, experience as a registered nurse and so on. What the RoleFit survey is not measuring is it's not measuring their eligibility. We're measuring their suitability. And suitability is the highest predictor of employee engagement when you're considering the employment process. That said, we said we would be most interested in those that have a score of 7.0 or above. So out of the many that applied for this job, while we could send out thank you letters through an ATS that's automated for them applying, frankly, we would be interested in those that scored anywhere from a threshold score of 7.0 or greater. And more specifically, we'd be interested in speaking to those and interviewing those that have the highest scores. We see that we have 4 here that score a 9.0 out of 10. You'll notice that while the score is 9.0, they're presented in alphabetical order after their score. So here we have 7.5s. 7.5 are clustered, and then these are presented in alphabetical order. Okay? So in short, that is how the RoleFit survey system is able to use job-specific, competency-based criteria to screen and rank order and measure the suitability of all applicants for any job in under a minute. Let's just take one other example. Let's go to, I know we have some data in this particular demo for auditors. Let's say we were interested in taking a look at another job competition closing at noon today. By 12:01, we would like to know what the quality of our applicant pool is, and more specifically, how many great candidates do we have? Here we have scores of 7.5. So without opening a single resume, I'm able to take a look at the applicants that are the most suitable, again starting with the highest first. I would use this information, go to the ATS or to the resume repository shared drive, and look for these individuals by name. Look at their resume, see if their eligibility criteria matches the suitability criteria, and when suitability and eligibility are both high scores, if you will, then we have an employee who is likely going to be a very sustainable and engaged employee, meaning that over time we'll be able to recruit less because our workforce will be more engaged and it will be more productive. So thank you for taking the time to watch this video. The next video will actually show a little bit more on the workings of the RoleFit survey and some of the other aspects of the RoleFit survey you can use to make hiring decisions. Thanks again. Have a good day. Bye-bye.